I've been doing so many update videos on the Crowdloan situation for both Kusama and Polkadot that I haven't looked at the prices too much to analyze what the situation is since the market has been performing so well. So in today's video I'll be talking about 4 different charts, and I'll kick it off with Moonriver on the MOVR USDT pair on KuCoin. We can see Moonriver has been pushing higher and higher ever since the massive sell-off, which brought it to around $225 a few weeks back. And the reason for the recent pump is due to a number of factors. First, the market has been doing well. Second, SushiSwap is due to go live anytime. Third, Binance are supporting the Moonbeam Crowdloan and they're doing early bird bonuses in MOVR, for which one would assume Binance could also be planning to list MOVR after those rewards are distributed, more so as Binance are investors in PureStake, the team behind Moonbeam and Moonriver. And fourth, just so many integrations, new DEXs, new products are integrated with Moonriver Network, which drives demand for the token. As there's more utility, the price performs. Now the question is, will it break its current all-time high at just over $500? Absolutely, but it needs that extra push. Likely with a Binance listing, which would send it flying, or when SushiSwap goes live and new pairs are added against Moonriver. Looking at the chart, we do have some resistance around this area of 430 to 450, but it's thin. Now if we were to dump, we could be retesting the $400 area where there's support from the previous pops. That was all resistance. As you know, all resistance becomes support. Before we move on to the next topic, I'd like to thank today's video sponsors Equilibrium and Genshiro. So let's watch this short clip and make sure you don't miss the 3% Crowdloan bonus on top of the other bonuses running till the 8th of November for Genshiro in the Kusama Crowdloan. This video is sponsored by Equilibrium, a DeFi platform and the first decentralized interoperable money market used for yield borrowing and trading on margin. Equilibrium are powered by the EQ token, the cryptocurrency used for governance to vote on those proposals, also for product fees when DeFi products want to deploy on Equilibrium, also for bailout liquidity and for transaction fees. One special feature of Equilibrium is XDOT, which is used to bid for parachains while keeping the fluidity of your DOT. This should prove particularly useful when considering that one needs to wait for about 2 years before they can get access to their DOT after they contribute to a Polkadot Crowdloan. Equilibrium also have a canary network on Kusama called Genshiro, which are currently participating in the Kusama Crowdloans. Just like Equilibrium, Genshiro as a cross-chain protocol offers a lot of the functionalities that we've seen with Equilibrium. Also, between the 1st and 8th of November, Genshiro are offering 5,000 gens as extra bonus rewards for each KSM that is contributed to their Crowdloan. Check out the link in the description of this video. Next up, Shiden Network are progressing in terms of development, and we've seen integrations, we've seen funding, but the price is absolutely slaughtered, and the question is why? We can clearly see it's been on a massive downtrend from which it's struggling to get out of, right now trading around $3.44 with a recent pop to just over $4.20, which it wasn't able to break out of because the buy demand was not strong enough and the sellers took over and began the long awaited for dump to bring it back down. The main reason behind this are the VCs who contributed large amounts of KSM through the Crowdloan and are only interested in profit and don't want to stake. After all, remember that they're getting their KSM back, which is their initial investment, so anything they sell is free money for them and they can just go into the next sale. After doing some analysis on it, on average, 100,000 SDN is being generated weekly just from the VC's contribution, which would explain the massive dumps we've been seeing as they offload their heavy bags into those thin buy orders. This is what happens when a VC doesn't believe in the future of the project or simply chases profit. I do wonder if Aster will suffer the same fate though. But to return to the price talk, if SDN can accumulate around the $3 to $3.50 range for a while, perhaps some kind of integration news could help it recover and possibly push out of the 450 range and switch trends to the uptrend. As we can see, there's quite a resistance around the 450 area, which would be hard to break out of unless the buyers eagerly want to scoop up SDN off the market. In the worst case scenario, we could see $3 once again and then possibly lower as there's no current indication that we've moved into the accumulation stage and that SDN is out of the downtrend. Meanwhile, Kusama has been on a rampage, currently trading at around $430. We can see the demand for the Crowdloans which are going to be running on a weekly basis for the next 46 weeks, is getting people excited. Not to mention the new joiners who discover the Kusama ecosystem and are taught by friends and family how the crowd loans work and how you can really build your wealth through it if you play your cards right. Think of Kusama as an ICO coin, the ICO referring to initial crowd loan offerings, with so much getting locked up, there just won't be as much selling pressure. At least that's what I think, though the market can always do what it wants and bots can also control it. Now to go back to the chart, the next area of resistance should be around $480, so we'll probably struggle to break that if we do touch it, but once we do, oh boy, 520 to 550, here we come, and possibly even retest the all-time high of over $600, which we've seen at the beginning of this year. In the bearish scenario, we could also retest the $380 range, where we formed some sort of support, which is not out of the question. And Polkadot, the king of Kusama, to put in a new all-time high recently at just over $55. So will we see that $100 dot before the end of this year? Maybe, but I don't think so. I definitely think that dot is now accumulating above $50, and then once all the crowd loans begin and the FOMO really kicks in, we'll see dot break above 60 very quickly before the end of this year, but I don't think we'll see the $100 dot in 2021. However, it's very likely to happen next year in 2022. What's the bearish scenario? We could go back to retest the previous all-time high of around $48 to $49 and then even $45 if it breaks below that. But that scenario is very unlikely to happen, knowing what's to come. And this is why it's important to mix fundamental analysis with technical analysis. And finally, Bifrost has been dumping like crazy after the Karura DEX listing and caught everyone by surprise, with the price going from $10 to as low as $2.70 on MEXC, getting absolutely slaughtered. The first centralized exchange to get listed on 30 minutes after the Karura listing, and the whole community was depressed, myself included, but this gave us a taste of what it's like to have a project where VCs hold heavy bags from very low prices like 6.5 cents and 9.9 cents overall. And they also got 25% and 30% unlocked at TGE. In fact, around 3 million tokens have been unlocked to the early investors, so that's why we had that massive dump. They were really eager to get out, and they were already up multiple X's, so think about it from their point of view. But unlike Shiden, Bifrost are recovering nicely and even had a week to over $8 on MEXC and are now stabilizing around $5.30. Unfortunately, we don't have too much historical chart to go by as they just recently launched, but in the bullish scenario, it's safe to assume that BNC could retest $10, which would be a bit of a resistance depending on the news that would trigger it. Of course, and in the bearish scenario, we could see it go back to around $4 and even $3.50, where we've accumulated for quite a few days and have formed good support around that area, so it might hold. After all, we can't stake BNC, but we can use it for bootstrapping liquidity on their soon-to-launch DEX within the app. That's been it from today's price analysis and fundamental analysis video. Very kind reminder to check out the referral links in the description of this video if you want to contribute to Acala on Polkadot very soon, BitCountry on Kusama or Genshiro, or even Zenlink's IYO to take advantage of a referral bonus as well as help support this channel. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please drop me a comment below as always. Take care. Bye-bye.